What is virtue, if not a disguise for weakness? Men speak endlessly of loyalty, morality, and love, yet strip these words bare, and you will see nothing but self-interest wearing a mask. The world does not move by ideals, it bends beneath necessity, deception, and fear. Those who cling to illusions are devoured by those who command reality. Power belongs not to the pure, but to the cunning, not to the merciful, but to the ruthless who know when to conceal their hand. You believe you know the rules that govern men, yet what if the truth breaks them all? Mercy is a mask, not a virtue. Do not be deceived by the illusions of those who tell you that kindness alone builds empires or secures loyalty. The truth is far darker, and it is one the weak dare not face. Men interpret mercy as softness, as hesitation, as a signal that the hand which spares can also be resisted. To extend genuine mercy is to expose your throat to those who would slit it without hesitation. In the realm of power, compassion is a performance, not a conviction. It is a garment to be worn when it suits your advantage, and discarded the moment it threatens your survival. Consider this. The masses do not obey because they adore you. They obey because they fear the loss of your favor, or the punishment that follows defiance. When you show true mercy, mercy that comes from sentiment rather than calculation, you give them the impression that your authority can be tested, that your will can be bent. And once that suspicion takes root, it spreads like fire. The one who pardons too freely will soon find himself pardoned by no one. This does not mean that mercy has no place. On the contrary, it is one of the most useful masks a ruler can wear. A calculated display of leniency can disarm hostility, inspire gratitude, and make the iron fist beneath it invisible for a time. But remember, it is only effective when it is controlled, deliberate, and strategic. The ruler who spares one man may terrify 1,000 others, if the act is staged correctly. But the ruler who spares from weakness spares everyone and commands no one. Men crave mercy when they are at your feet, but once they rise, they forget it instantly. Gratitude is shallow, fear is enduring. You may forgive a man today, and tomorrow he will conspire against you, emboldened by your restraint. But let him feel the weight of consequence once, and the memory will cling to him like a shadow. The art of power lies not in whether you choose to be merciful, but in ensuring that your mercy never undermines the belief that you are capable of the opposite. It is tempting, especially for those who ascend to authority from humble origins, to imagine that benevolence will bind hearts. But the truth is hearts are bound only by self-interest, and self-interest respects power more than kindness. Mercy may soften their lips into praise, but only fear stiffens their hands into obedience. To rule effectively, one must learn to master both, to offer the illusion of mercy with the certainty of strength. For mercy without power is nothing but weakness dressed in virtue. And so, remember this, mercy is not the abandonment of strength, but the disguise of it. Use it as a mask, and it will serve you. Wear it as your true face, and it will destroy you. The moral code is a prison for the weak. Men speak of virtue as though it were a crown, yet in truth, it is a chain meant to restrain the many and keep them docile. The powerful understand that laws and morals are crafted not for their benefit, but to prevent them from seizing what others fear to lose. To live strictly by the moral code is to surrender your sovereignty to the very illusions designed to bind you. Those who cling to morality as their compass end up serving it like a master, while those who dare to bend it become the architects of their own dominion. Reflect for a moment on the nature of society. It is built on promises of justice, fairness, and equality. These words sound noble, yet they serve only to pacify. The peasant is told he must be honest, that theft and deception are sins, while the ruler quietly gathers wealth and power through cunning stratagems. The soldier is told it is immoral to betray, while leaders betray each other at banquet tables draped in silk. Morality is a game of appearances, a performance staged to keep the eyes of the weak blind to the games of the strong. Do not mistake this for an argument in favor of cruelty or chaos. No, morality has its uses, but only as a tool, never as a chain upon your own neck. Appear virtuous when it serves you, when it blinds others to your ambitions, when it cloaks your hand in innocence while you strike unseen. Men desire to believe in goodness. They long for rulers who embody it. Give them the performance and they will follow, even as you steer them by motives that have nothing to do with virtue. But never become the victim of the illusion you project. Those who rule effectively know that morality must always bend before necessity. When survival is at stake, when the throne trembles, when betrayal lurks in the shadows, virtue must be set aside without hesitation. The weak perish because they hesitate, paralyzed by the thought of whether an action is just or unjust. The strong endure because they act, and then allow victory to write the justification afterward. History remembers success, not virtue. To live shackled to morality is to live at the mercy of others. To rise above morality is to command the world on your own terms. The question is not whether you are moral, but whether you can use morality as a weapon, a mask, a veil that conceals your true hand. In the pursuit of power, virtue is not the path. It is the costume worn to walk it. And so, never forget, morality is the prison that keeps men small. Break its bars, and you will no longer walk among the chained. You will stand above them. Fear protects where love cannot. Men often praise love as the highest bond between ruler and subject, between leader and follower. But love is frail, uncertain, and easily broken. It is built on memory, on gratitude, on feelings that change with the shifting winds of fortune. A man may love you today for what you have given him, but tomorrow, when hunger gnaws or another promises him more, that love dissolves like mist in the morning sun. Love is conditional, fleeting, and unreliable. Fear, however, fear endures. Consider how men behave when pressed by hardship. Love does not restrain betrayal when survival demands treachery. The hungry will sell the one they adored for bread. The desperate will betray the hand that fed them if another hand offers safety. But fear binds deeper than affection. A man may desire to betray you, yet trembles at the thought of punishment. His heart may long for freedom, but his trembling legs keep him still. Fear reaches into the marrow, and it lingers long after love is forgotten. This does not mean that love is useless. On the contrary, it is valuable so long as it does not demand trust. Love softens the image of power, disguises its sharper edges, and brings comfort to those who wish to believe they are ruled by a benevolent hand. It is a decoration, an adornment, a mask you can wear before the crowd, but behind the mask, fear must be the foundation. Love wins applause, but fear commands silence. Love breeds loyalty in words, but fear breeds loyalty in actions. Understand this well. Men are creatures of self-interest. Their affections bend toward whoever benefits them most. But fear makes them loyal even when it does not benefit them, even when it burns them, even when they despise you. They may curse your name in the dark, but they will not dare lift their hand against you. That is the security only fear can provide. Still, fear must be measured, for terror without control breeds hatred so consuming that men would rather die than submit. The true art lies in balance, enough fear to command obedience, but not so much cruelty that rebellion becomes preferable to endurance. Rule with a hand of iron wrapped in velvet, let them feel the hardness beneath, but allow the illusion of gentleness to soften its appearance. In the end, it is better to be feared than loved, for fear is within your control, while love rests in the fickle hearts of others. Love can be withdrawn, but fear, once planted, remains. The ruler who relies on love builds on sand. The one who cultivates fear builds on stone. And so remember this: men may betray love 1,000 times, but fear they betray only once. Chaos is a ladder for the ambitious. Most men dread disorder, for it tears apart the comforts they cling to. Stability, predictability, the illusion of safety. But those who seek power must see chaos differently, not as a curse, but as a rare and precious opportunity. In times of peace, the order of things is fixed. Thrones are secure, fortunes are guarded, and every man knows his place. But when chaos erupts, when laws break, when certainty dissolves, the walls that protect the powerful crack, and through those cracks the daring may climb. Think of it: in calm waters no new captains are made. It is only in the storm, when ships founder and crews panic, that a man of steady hand and ruthless will can seize command. Chaos confuses the timid, blinds the weak, and paralyzes the masses. But to the ambitious it is a field ripe for harvest. Where others see danger, the cunning see pathways. When the ground shakes, the bold carve steps into it. This is why great revolutions, collapses, and crises give birth to rulers. The throne is rarely seized when everything stands firm. It is taken when foundations crumble and no one else knows how to hold them together. And yet, most men flee from turmoil, too blinded by fear to grasp that the ruin of others may be the making of them. The ambitious must learn to resist this instinct, to stand tall in the smoke, to smile at the sound of breaking structures, for within destruction lies the seed of ascendancy. But let this be clear: chaos is not to be embraced blindly. It is a weapon, not a home. If it is not shaped, it consumes all, even the one who hoped to rise through it. The skilled ruler does not merely wait for chaos. He stirs it when it serves his aim, then channels it, guiding its fury like a rider breaking a wild horse. Disorder is useful only if you can ride above it. If you are swallowed by it, then you are no better than those you sought to surpass. The masses long for order, and once you ascend through chaos, they will welcome you if you offer them stability. That is the final paradox. You must rise through disorder, but reign through order. Men will forgive you for exploiting their turmoil so long as you end it. They will even worship the hand that imposed calm, forgetting you were the one who thrived while all else collapsed. So when others tremble at the crack of thunder, when they pray for safety, let your heart quicken with recognition. For in that thunder lies your chance. In chaos, the timid are broken, but the ambitious are born. And only those who dare to climb will find that the ladder of disorder leads to the highest throne. Loyalty is purchased, never given. Men like to speak of loyalty as though it were a noble flame burning in the heart, eternal and unshakable. But strip away the words and look at their actions, and you will see the truth. Loyalty exists only so long as it serves a man's interest. He will swear his devotion to you today, but if fortune turns against you tomorrow, if another offers him more wealth, more safety, or more glory, he will abandon you without hesitation. Loyalty is not a principle, it is a transaction. Understand this well. Men are faithful to their needs, not to your name. They will stand by you when you feed their hunger, when you protect their lives, when you advance their ambitions. But once they believe you cannot give what they desire, their oaths crumble like dust. To rely on devotion as something permanent is to build your fortress on sand. True loyalty must be anchored by chains stronger than sentiment, reward and fear. Rewards keep men hopeful, and fear keeps them obedient. A follower who receives nothing will not stay long, but one who believes he has everything to lose will endure in silence, even against his will. The clever ruler binds men with both, by granting enough benefits to keep them tied by gratitude, and enough punishment in reserve to remind them that departure has a cost. Only then does loyalty resemble permanence. Do not think affection or shared ideals can do the same. Even blood ties falter when weighed against survival. Brothers turn on brothers, allies conspire against allies, and lovers betray each other when opportunity whispers in the dark. To imagine that loyalty springs naturally from friendship or kinship is to delude yourself with dangerous fantasies. Men are loyal not to people, but to power and the benefits it distributes. This is why generosity must be measured. Give too much, and men grow accustomed, expecting your gifts as their right rather than their privilege. Give too little, and they drift toward whoever feeds them better. The art lies in balancing their hunger, always giving enough to keep them dependent, but never so much that they believe they can survive without you. Their loyalty must feel like a lifeline, a rope they dare not release, because without it they drown. And yet, it is not enough to buy loyalty. You must also remind them it is conditional. A soldier who knows that betrayal means death will think twice before listening to another's promises. A courtier who has seen disloyalty punished swiftly will guard his tongue more carefully. Loyalty must not merely be purchased. It must be secured by consequence. So let no ruler believe in loyalty as a gift freely offered. It is a coin exchanged, a bargain struck, a chain forged link by link through rewards and threats. And in the end, remember this, men do not serve out of devotion. They serve because it profits them or because it terrifies them not to. Survival excuses every sin. This is the final law that those who rise to power must embrace, though most will not admit it aloud. Men judge actions by their outcome, not by their morality. A ruler who succeeds, no matter how ruthless, is praised for his strength, admired for his cunning, even remembered as just. But the one who clings to virtue and loses his throne is pitied at best, forgotten at worst. Victory wipes away cruelty, deceit, and betrayal, while failure makes even mercy look like weakness. Consider the chronicles of history. Do they not glorify conquerors who slaughtered thousands, yet established empires that endured? Their sins are retold as strategies, their cruelties reframed as necessities, but the defeated, no matter how noble, are cast into silence, their virtues swallowed by oblivion. Men do not revere morality, they revere survival. To endure is to be justified, to perish is to be condemned, no matter how righteous. This is why hesitation is fatal. Those who waste time weighing the morality of an act often find that by the time they decide, their enemies have already struck. The true ruler understands that when survival is on the line, nothing is forbidden. Lies, betrayal, cruelty, manipulation, all are permitted if they preserve the throne. The only true sin in power is failure, for failure leaves you powerless to define your own story. But take heed, this truth is dangerous, for those who wield it without discipline destroy themselves. To excuse every sin for survival does not mean to indulge in savagery without restraint. It means to act without hesitation when necessity demands it, and to conceal your ruthlessness behind the appearance of virtue when necessity passes. For men will forgive cruelty if it is rare, swift, and cloaked in necessity, but they will not forgive it if it reeks of indulgence. Survival is not merely about living another day. It is about keeping your place, preserving your power, and ensuring that no rival can claim the ground you stand on. Every decision must be measured against this standard. Does it preserve my position, my rule, my survival? If the answer is yes, then no method is too dark, no act too forbidden. For once survival is secured, the world itself will shape your legacy, painting your sins in the colors of wisdom. And so, do not bind yourself with the illusions of purity or the judgments of others. In the end, survival is the highest law, and all other laws bend to it. For history belongs not to the righteous, but to the ones who remain standing when all others have fallen.